Hi everyone. Well, it's a fairly cool autumn day. It's only about 6 degrees, but I decided to layer up and head out to a kind of local woodland country park area and go for a wee day hike. Practice some good old firelight and making lunch. Hopefully get a wee coffee heated up. Should only take about 15-20 minutes to get there. It's not far from where I stay, because it is quite late in the afternoon. It's already 1:30, and we don't have a lot of daylight here left in Scotland. It's probably likely to start getting dark just after 4 o'clock, so I've only got a couple of hours time, but that should be plenty of time. So I'll bring you back when we're a bit nearer the final destination, guys.
Children go to sleep now, you know it's getting late. I know you don't like to miss nothing. School ain't that great. Oh, I'll dance with you when you're happy, hold you when you're sad.
Well, that's us here. As usual, I have brought far too much stuff with me, as you can see with my pack. This is just my day pack, but I ended up having to shove some of my shopping in here. But hey ho, it's better to be prepared, I think, you know, having like things that you might need just in case, because you never know what might happen. This is a fairly popular area with local dog walkers, etc. But we'll keep walking up, see if we can get a wee bit more off the beaten track. And set up. I just came through that turnstile, walked in a wee bit to this area. It does obviously say that there's normally grazing cattle, but there's no sign of them today, other than the predictable cow pats. I'm not going to hike about too far because, as I said, I don't really have a lot of daylight time here. Past one dog walker so far, but there's also a couple of guys away over behind me in that area over there, so I did see them wandering about. Don't know whether they're walking a dog or whatnot, but you know, like to keep an eye out. See, they're coming our way, so probably good to keep an eye on them. Really boggy here, really boggy. Well, the ground is fairly sopping wet, to be honest. But that's to be expected. Man, it is so boggy. Yeah. So it really is quite boggy and wet underneath here. But I'm kind of trying to get to this wee patch up here, see if it evens out a bit. Well, chaps, well, I think that was about probably a 15-20 minute hike about in that cow field. I'm not going to recommend it because although there's no cows in it, there's manure everywhere. It's really boggy, and of course, as predicted, I fell in it. So I'm fairly muddy, as you can see. Boots caked, but I've got a layer underneath those trousers, and I've got dry socks in the car, and obviously I'm not camping out, so no real harm done. I might smell a bit though. I think. I don't know. Anyway, this is a nice wee wooded area, so I'm just going to set up here. I mean, as I said, it's really public here. It's a public park, but I don't really need to be that stealthy. I mean, nobody's going to bother me. They're just walking about, walking their dogs anyway. So we're not doing anybody any harm. I'm going to set up. I might set up the hammock. Well, that was a slight catastrophe diverted there because I put my stuff down to set the hammock up and realised I dropped my phone. And I thought, well, the only place I could have dropped it was when I fell in that boggy bit. So I dumped my stuff, quickly ran back up there, retraced my steps slightly, and thankfully found it lying in a bit of a muddy puddle, but it seems okay. Hopefully the sound and everything's fine. I've got another phone that I'm using just like a spare memory and another camera, but it's not got a SIM card in it. So thankfully all's well that ends well, but that's eating into my time again. So it's now 10 to 3. So I probably got here nearly an hour ago already and haven't achieved much. But in any case, these things happen, don't they? Lesson learned yet again. Watch what you're doing with your phone and stuff. possible that these trees aren't really that far enough apart, because this is a fairly big hammock, as you know. But I'll just double it up. I'm absolutely knackered. But anyway, every time you come out you learn something new, don't you? So I think I'm probably fairly stinky as well, I hope not. Anyway, let's try and get this stove set up somewhere. Heat up that lunch. It's not really flat, that. Kind of trying to find something to put it on. I mean, the ground's fairly wet anyway. I don't think we'll have any problems with that, but I was trying to be extra cautious after my wee lunchtime trial. But that's not really suitable, it isn't flat enough. No, it's not really good enough, that. I'm going to use a temporary wee modification for that stove. As you can see, it's not fantastic, but I'm going to put that in the bottom to stop a lot of the, you know, too much of the ash falling out. So that's it stuck in the bottom. It's not fantastic as you can see, but it might do a wee job. Listen. Obviously I've lost quite a fair bit of time there with the hiking about, falling in the mud and losing my phone. So it might be getting dark quite soon, so I'm just going to crack on, and I'm going to take a shortcut with this and test the wee firelighter that I've got. So I spotted this when I was in Morrison's one afternoon. It's a quick start firelighter. It's for building, you know, a normal fire, coal fire or whatever. But anyway, it was only £1, so I thought, oh, I bet you that would fit in my wee Lixada wood stove. So I bought it. I'm going to use that. Get that lit up. It does say 45 minutes burning time, so that would be quite good. I have got some other dry bits of wood with me as well that I brought from the house, so I don't have a lot to cook anyway, it's just heating up. Might get a wee heat off that though, it's pretty chilly today. Well, that's most of the paper segment of it burnt down. So now it's to see if the actual firelighter bit actually lights. a small stone, but I don't exactly know. Might not actually need them. It seems to be going fairly well. I don't think I will need them. Here's what I'm having for lunch. Chilli con carne. You could see yourself that actually that wee firelighter thing would be, you know, really handy if you were going out, because it's a source of not only dry wood, but it just lights up straight away. You can see yourself, it's absolutely roaring. So not exactly bushcraft, bit of a shortcut, but I'm running short on time, as you know. Toasty. Toasty. Give my hands a wee wipe after falling in all that mud. They're slightly dirty to say the least. That is cracking, isn't it? It's brilliant. I really don't like that hand gel stuff, it stinks, but I think it's probably a good idea after all that falling in the cow pat. a few folk out and about today, but it's all just dog walkers, and I'm not doing any harm to them, so we should be okay, guys. One of the things I find about the canteen cup is, especially when you're cooking on a massive flame like that, obviously the bottom gets really hot really quickly, so it tends to stick to the bottom quite a lot. Here's the rest of the lunch. Some corn chip tortillas to go with it. I'm going to use my other wee camping bowl because that's the other thing, the canteen cup will be boiling hot. I mean, even though it sticks to the pot and stuff, it sticks to the bottom of the pot, but it washes off really well. I've never had a problem getting it clean. I think that definitely lives up to its promise, you know. It did say 45-minute burn time and it's been burning for quite a while. Well, you always think that, don't you, when you're standing cooking things and you're out in the field. It always seems like a really long time. And then when you go back to edit it on your phone, you realise it was only 10 minutes. Ooh, chilli con carne. I swithered when I was in the supermarket to get some cheese as well. And then I'm like, sour cream cheese, guacamole. I'm like, no, don't be daft. Hot. Hot and ready. I do have good old trusty tart with me, so I'm going to put that down for a wee ground sheet so that I can sit next to this fan. My wee woolen blanket got a bit muddy though when I fell in the mud. Put one of those sticks in it. I brought some of those wee kindling sticks from the house, so I did put another one of them in it. Put one of them in it, so keep it going. Because it does give you a wee bit of heat. That was yummy and I can recommend it. I'm going for one of my classic coffees. There's been a few people walking past, but they just look at you. I think we're lucky in that respect in Scotland, you know, because it is outdoor access code and you can go where you like and you're not doing anything bad. So, you know, it is one of the advantages. I'm so glad I found my phone again, thank goodness. But that's another lessons learned. It's fairly cold now, it's fairly nippy. But this wee hot coffee will heat me up. Hopefully. It'll be hot enough. You know it's going to fit in there because it came out of there. This is a really particularly nice one because it's got chocolate in it as well. Yummy. I'm just going to see if there's any dry sticks over there. It is the advantage of this stove. you don't have to spend a lot of time processing wood, you know, chopping up big massive logs and all that kind of thing for a big massive fire. But saying that, obviously if you were camping overnight, it's not going to keep you hot enough. But I like it for when you come out for a wee day, you know. It keeps you warm, it gives you that wee bit of fire, and it lets you heat up a lunch. I think the other thing that you can see from that as well is, as long as you've got a good dry start off, you know, and you've got it burning really well, it will cope with slightly damper twigs and stuff, but it's got to be really, no, you've got to have a really good fire going first of all to get it to do that. That's what I find anyway. Even though that canteen cup's filthy, it doesn't matter because this is washable. So again, I've never had a problem with that. Going to get some more wood. Thought I might need the pocket bells, but don't think so. That should hopefully get it going again. It is giving a wee bit of heat off, you know what I mean, so it is keeping me a wee bit warmer. I'm not freezing cold anyway, I've got on plenty of layers, but it's different when you're sitting still, isn't it? Plus I'm sitting on the ground, but obviously I've got my ground sheet and my blanket as well, which is good. shame about falling in the mud back there, but it looked like it would be a really nice area, but then when I started walking around in it and realised it was so boggy, and then I started trekking uphill. And once you've committed to it, you end up knee deep in it before you know it. And you think, what was I thinking? That was a stupid idea. This is quite a thick plastic as well. It's quite a thick grade plastic, so that it's keeping that quite warm. I used to come up here a lot when I was a kid. This is quite near where I was brought up. So it's a very familiar area for me. But it's nice to come back up here. Reclaim the space, as it were. Four o'clock already. I don't know where all the time's gone. I've pretty much packed up the tarp and stuff like that, and all the cook set and everything apart from the stove, so just get the hammock out, getting some more bits of wood because it's helping dry these trousers up as well. I'm not going to put my whole feet in the hammock because they're so muddy, these boots. Even if I hadn't stood in that bog, one of the things I'm thinking at the moment, I've been out, you know, in autumn and winter time, my feet do feel really quite cold. So let me know what you recommend for socks, guys. Hopefully this has given you a bit more of a demonstration of that wee Lixada wood stove and, you know, what its capabilities are out in the field. Probably going to get dark soon, so I won't be hanging around for too much longer. I can tell you one of the other downsides. Black soot. So you get a lot of that as well. You definitely get a lot of that. Nice to get out though. Nice wee afternoon, and that was a good lunch. And that coffee. Another good wee effort with the stove. I'm not sure how much success we would have had without the wee fire starter thing. But they're absolutely cracking. I found it in Morrison's, as I said, and yeah, it was really good. Really good. But if you have got suggestions for socks, then put some in the comments below, because my feet are definitely cold. Obviously getting steeped into that bog didn't help, but even still they didn't really feel that wet, but they certainly feel cold. So I've got another wee sugar in the hammock before it's time to pack up and go. It doesn't look too bad for the amount of light that this camera's catching. But it is going to get dark soon. It is going to start getting dark soon, so I'm going to get this hammock packed up. This really has been a brilliant hammock. So glad I got it on eBay. It was a bargain, because it is good quality. As I said before, the only downside is that the stuff sack's quite small, so it is quite difficult getting the hammock straps in along with it. You've really got to shove it in, and it is a bit of a squash. Because as you can see, that is it with the hammock all squashed up without the straps in it yet. I have bought another set of hammock straps, just another kind of cheap set, you know, like the tree hugger ones, because, you know, sometimes if the trees are too far away, this one doesn't work because they're quite short. But I didn't really need them today, so there's no point in getting them out. But as you can see, that's the conundrum. You know, they're quite chunky as well, because those clips are the big chunky plastic clips to go in this stuff sack, which is already bulging. Here we are, just to prove the point. They do fit in, but you really need to shove them in. So it would be better if it was slightly bigger. Well, there we are. That's my wee Lixada. As you can see, some of the ash falls down there as well. But not bad, did a good wee job today. So, best get that out and head up the road. Well, thanks again for watching, guys. Great to get outdoors. I enjoyed that wee shugle in the hammock. So thanks again, and I'll hopefully see you soon.